No intro music? All right.
Yes, sir. We back. You good?
Can you hear me?
I hear you now. What's good?
All right, I don't know what happened with that intro video, but guess what, man? We back to the channel. Another Monday, another mock draft 3.0, and I think this might be my favorite one. Not only because it's post combine week with the NFL, encapsulating their combine weekend up in Indianapolis, but I got my dog with me. I got the goat. I got the goat with me. My group chat brother, my commander in chief, the big dog, the head honcho in the content creator space, my dog Rio Robinson. He gonna play assistant GM. I've been saying that I'm Black Adam. No Rocky. No Rocky. I said I've been Black Adam. No Rocky.
Hey, shout out to I'm gonna be Black Newmark then. Let's get it, man.
We gotta give you a persona. Black Lance.
Hey, Black Lance. Let's go. I'm Lance Newmark. I stayed with the team. I stayed loyal, and we here for another year. Let's get active.
All right. So we got Black Adam and Black Lance. So I don't know if you've checked any of our other mock draft Monday streams, but what I've been saying throughout the offseason and any of my videos is that I'm going into not only the draft, but the entire offseason with the free agency period coming up next week. My sole focus and my sole intention is doing everything that I can to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles. I've mentioned it before. I said that roster 1 through 53 is so elite that if we can do that, I think that everybody else is going to fall by the wayside. So what's your approach and what do you want to see the team do, going into the offseason? We had some big news actually with the big trade that happened this weekend that I haven't mentioned yet. So I'll let you lead into that. But what are your expectations and what do you want to see happen, not only with the draft, but this offseason?
Like you said, I mean, there's only one mission. All 31 teams have it. You got to beat the Philadelphia Eagles because nothing about that Super Bowl victory over the Chiefs said, we're here just for this year. We went all in. We won't be back. That roster is vicious. They're going to lose pieces this year. And you know how Harry Roseman moves. He's not going to sit on his hands and be satisfied with winning a Super Bowl. So you got to do all you can to compete with that football team. The bar is set. NFC Championship in year one, we can't be satisfied with that. That's with our shaky roster. What can we be if we give Jaden some weapons? If we can somehow marginalize the run against this team? If the team gets some damn speed on it, because we did this with no team speed, with not many playmakers on the roster, just how good can they be going forward if they start to give those type of pieces around Jaden Daniels? We got the quarterback, and we got a couple more things, but we still got money to spend, draft picks to select, and we just added Deebo Samuel to the fold. What do you feel about the trade, man?
Like I said, you mentioned just adding weapons, and I think that this honestly might change our philosophy going into the draft with us bringing in Deebo Samuel. I'm honestly excited. You know, we've talked about it since the rumors were heating up with Deebo to Washington. As I've said before, while we might not be getting 2021 Deebo, we're getting an upgrade over any other skill position in that room outside of Terry McLaurin. And to give that up for a 5th round pick, like, I can't complain. I know you mentioned that we need some speed. Don't know if Deebo is going to provide that, but he gives you a physicality that you need in the NFC East. Because I obviously think the NFC East is turning back into that black and blue division that they used to talk about back in the day. You know, those slobber knockers that they would have between each other. So yeah, what you feel about the Deebo news? What was your reaction when that news came on a Saturday night, ruffling up feathers?
Saturday night out of nowhere, you know, we've been hearing the rumblings for days leading up to it. I feel like the group chat, we've been very up and down on the Deebo front ever since news came out that he wanted a trade, because we were one of the immediate teams linked to him and the Cooper Kupp. And we all have ideas about how the team should be built. But ultimately, as a person who did not want to give up a day 2 pick for Deebo, And I was against sending like a third. We don't have a fourth, but ultimately sending a 5th-round pick for a weapon that can help in the backfield might be the best back that we got on the roster. And he brought Yak to the team. The fall down bandits, whatever you want to call our wide receiver group from last year, it's a bunch of guys who catch the ball and go down. We now have possibly the best Yak receiver in the entire NFL. Jaden Daniels needs guys to make plays for. The biggest difference between Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels in the NFC Championship is Hurts guys make plays for him. They're taking off 60-yard. They're catching a pass and taking it to distance. We don't really have that here. And Deebo Samuel, Cliff Kingsbury is going to get him out in space, and he's going to make magic with that guy. For a 5th-round pick, I don't see how you can't be optimistic about it, especially with Jaden Daniels at quarterback. So welcome to the squad, Deebo. I hope he's in top shape, and I hope he's ready to get fed because I see a lot of touches coming his way in his offense.
I echo all those sentiments exactly. Do you think that it changes our approach going into the draft? As I've said before, I think in like September, October-ish, you couldn't have told me that we weren't drafting a wide receiver within the first 2 rounds of the draft. And now, as we get closer and closer to the draft lead in April, I'm not so sure of it. Even before the Deebo Samuel move, I know we need so much help in the trenches. Do you think that our approach towards the draft is going to change with us bringing in a guy like Deebo Samuel and losing a pick?
I don't. I really don't see the plan changing at all. If you still had your eyes set on a receiver in free agency, you still can go get them. If you had your eyes set on some guys in the NFL draft, you add them. We only have 3 receivers contractually obligated to the team at this point. It's just Terry, Deebo, and Luke McCaffrey. And Deebo is a tweener. He's not necessarily your prototypical number 2 receiver. He might be the number 2 option on the offensive side of the ball, but we still have plenty more to add to this team. So, no, I don't think it really changes it. And that's the beauty in this acquisition.
All right, so now it's time. It's time to play Black Adam. It's time to be Black Lance. And I want to hear your approach. What do you want to see the team do as we start this mock draft? What is your approach as we start this draft? And the approach that you ultimately want our team to take in April.
Yeah, we got Melanin Newmark and Black Adam in the building. We about to build on what we did in year 1 here in DC. We need day 1 contributors. We need instant impact guys. We need talent. We need blue chip. We don't need projects off the rip. Like our first 3 picks, if not starters, they got to be day 1 impact player. We don't need any science fair experiments to get this draft started off because unless we get something for Jonathan Allen after them first 3 picks, we don't pick for a while. We don't pick for a while. We got to go the whole 4th and 5th rounds, right, without us picking again. So, I mean, we got to make them count. So in the first 3 picks, we got to get this thing started with a boom. We need some talent, man.
Shout out my guy, Sean, excuse me. Let's get it. It's time. Sean's a consistent contributor in the mock draft Mondays. And like I always say, guys, it's not only Adam and Lance in the draft room. You guys can come include yourself in the war room, give yourself, pitch yourself ideas into the chat. We might take them because, like I said, I'm too indecisive to be an NFL GM. I get a little nervous when it's our time on the clock, so I might need your help. That's why I called my guy Rio, my man Victor Von Doom. Say, how y'all feel about getting Slay for cheap and moving him to safety? I wouldn't necessarily let that move. Slay's not known as somebody that wants to dig his nose in there and tackle. How you feel about that move, Rio?
Yeah, it's a no for me, man. Slay gonna be 35 next season coming up. I'm cool, man. Let him go have his toast to the sunset season in Detroit or something. I'm cool on that.
It'd be cool to have Terry McLaurin's son on the team now.
That would be cool, you know. We all about that sort of thing. You know, I love the LeBron and Bronny dynamic, you know.
Tracy Cooper said, "What's good, Rio and Jalen? Hey, what's up? How are you? Thank you for tuning into the stream. We got Mock Draft Monday 3.0 about to pop off. My man CT said, hell no to Slay. I feel you. I was just trying to be PC, politically correct. But let's start off this draft as I did last week. Just want to introduce you guys to the NFL draft, the value chart. in case we do want to trade up. You see, they updated it, and I think Rio mentioned that we go a lot. We go a long time without picks. I think after our 3 picks in the top 80, I think we might not pick again till the 7th round or the end of the 6th. So I might be a little intrigued. Yeah, I might be a little intrigued to trade back. Not even gonna hold you, Rio or Lance or Melon and Lance, as we calling you today. But as you see, the Washington Commanders, they hold the 29th pick, which is worth 202 points, and this is just William Hill's draft pick value chart, where they value each pick from 1 being worth 1,000 and then descends in that order. So you can group these picks together to potentially trade up. Hypothetically, let's say that if we wanted to trade our 29th and our 61st pick, which is worth 86 points, and our 29th pick being worth 202 points, that would be worth around 288 points, which gets us within the realm of trading up to like the 17th, 18th, and 19th pick with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Seattle Seahawks, and Cincinnati Bengals. As I've said, my approach to try to be as realistic as possible. These, mock draft rankings can be a little wonky early in the off season, but we did have the combine. We did have the combine, and hopefully we have some prospect updates. We're using the Pro Football Network Draft Simulator. And speaking of the combine, Rio, what were some things that excited you, surprised you? What was your analysis of the combine? I know we've been chopping it up over the weekend over some running backs and some edge rushes. What are some things that stood out to you?
Man, them running backs had everybody salivating, man. If you need a running back, what better year than this? They was running. It felt like every running back. Felt like every running back but Caleb Johnson ran in the 4.4s, man. And even our guys, the guys we stand 10 toes down on, like Judkins and Hampton, like we tried to tell folks, like these are athletic running backs, but they all showed up. Watching the running back group definitely got me excited. Watching some edge rushers get at it, like Shamar Stewart ain't got no college production, but off his freaky athleticness alone, he could go top 20 in this draft. It's a very interesting class, and as we sit here at 29, it's fun to play with these mock draft simulators. We don't know what the hell the board's going to look like when we pick. So there's a good chance we're not picking here once we get the draft night. We're going to sit there for 4 hours in Pascal crib and watch a draft that we're not participating in.
We're not going to be a part of. Over there on full stomachs eating hella turkey wings to not make a pick. Eating hella turkey wings. I'm out there driving an hour and a half to not make a pick. I'm going to be mad as hell. I ain't going to lie to you.
We're gonna get the 29. There's gonna be no anticipation. That Jones gonna say pick was traded, and then we're like, all
right. Derek says first pick gotta be edge rusher or best player available. Honestly, not mad at that approach. My man Javon Santos actually went to school with him. Yo, Brody, let's get it. What's up, gang? How you?
My boy Charles.
Like my boy. Shout out to Charles. Yes, please hit that like button. Let's run this algorithm up. That's why we got the GOAT on here. So we got Stunner and the GOAT. We don't miss. If they want to, they can go back a couple years ago and see the banger of the first mock draft we put out. Well, we might as well have been up there in Secaucus or NFL headquarters making the picks for them. It's been banger after banger ever since. CT said trade that 29th for a second or third, draft deep 33 to 96. I agree. I honestly agree, especially with the position that we're looking at. I said gang, group chat gang, stand up. Shout out Zach. Always supporting. Hey, Zach, hey, I know you're gonna come in here and play GM with us. Let us know the pick. Let us know your opinion on the picks. Keep the chat popping.
Hey, Zach keeps our group chat dialed into the chat to the draft. As soon as anyone like gets out of draft mood, he pulling us right back in. He keeping the conversation going and putting a mock draft in the chat. Shout out to my guy.
You ain't lying. I was this close to telling Zach he just need to go ahead and start his own channel. Bro was getting hyped for the O-line 40s. I said, okay. For me, it was Maxwell Harrison 40 times. Definitely boosted his stock. I wouldn't be mad at Maxwell Harrison too. Older 6 foot corner running that 40 time. We might be looking at the boundary corner. What you think about that? You think Mikey can survive out there on the boundary, or you want to slide him back in the nickel spot?
I think he could survive out there, but I don't even want to play those games, man. Let's go get us an outside corner, either in free agency or in the draft. Slide him back to his inside spot where he was supposed to be, and let Lattimore, whoever we bring in here, get active, man. I think he could survive out there, but we don't even have to do all that.
I tend to agree with you. I've always called Mikey since we drafted him to Rondé Barber. And like I said, Rondé Barber was a Hall of Famer, but they wasn't out there having him check Calvin Johnson. So
on no island.
Right. let's have Mikey do what Mikey does best. But enough of us chopping it up, man. Let's get into the draft. We're gonna go 7 rounds, even though we ain't picking in all 7 rounds. Our beloved Washington Commanders. We're gonna go a normal draft speed because my brain can't process anything any faster.
And crazy.
Let's get into it.
Yo, they be tweaking at the top of the draft on here, bro.
They be wild, and that's why I hope they updated. See, there they go, the tweak out right now. I guarantee you should do something. Sanders don't go number 1 in Tennessee, bro. Especially not after the combine week. Cameron Ward goes 2 to the Browns. Travis Hunter goes 3. All right, they flying off the board. Mason Graham goes 7. Malachi starts. All right, let's pause it so far. So the top 11 of the draft has happened. Some names that went off the board. We got Shedeur Sanders going 1, Cam Ward going 2, Travis Hunter going 3, Abdul Carter going 4, Will Campbell, offensive tackle from LSU, going to the Jaguars at 5, pairing up with his college teammate and Brian Thomas Jr. Ashton Jeanty going to the Raiders at 6. Malachi Starks and Mason Graham going to the Jets and the Panthers, respectfully. Michael Williams going to the Saints. Tyler Booker going to the Bears. And Will Johnson. What you think about this top 11 and how the draft board is falling so far?
Yo, the Raiders only care about skill position players, but they don't care who's quarterback in that football team. They got Jeanty now and Brock Bowers, but who the hell is handing the ball off and throwing the ball to these? But I feel them, though. This class is not some – the Raiders going to be that team to go out and spend bread on like Sam Darnold or something, ain't they?
And you see, I said we try to be as realistic as possible, and I'm not mad at this simulator because that's some Raider shit. Like that's some Raider shit. And the only thing that makes it not Raider-esque is that Ashton Jeanty ain't running 40. You know they love dudes that run 4.3 and 4.4. But getting them a skill position player and ignoring the quarterback position, that's so Raider. So hey, the draft is kicked off till a realistic start. So let's keep it going. Let's
Al Davis smiling down from heaven, saying that they keeping my legacy alive.
Oh, for real. All right, so we're getting closer to the realm where we want to trade, or where we have the value to trade if we want to give up a second round pick or things of that nature. Are you interested in trading up for some names that's on the board? We got Luther Burden still on the board. We got Jalon Walker from Georgia, Armand Membu, who set the combine on fire.
Woo! That boy was moving.
Yeah, that boy was moving. I wouldn't be mad at him. And he has some versatility, positional flex. Sorry if you got PTSD from the Ron Rivera era, because I think that he can play the left and the right tackle. But we're getting closer and closer to where it's more realistic for us to trade up. Is there anybody on the board that you think you might want to move up for?
I like some guys on the board, but I don't know if I love them enough to trade assets to move up the board and go and get them. As far as I'm concerned right now, the only person I'm willing to spend capital on is that defensive end in Cleveland right now. So we're good to stand pat at 29 right now for me.
We're talking about that man that be swinging helmets. Yeah, that man that be swinging helmets. That guy.
I'm talking the guy that dribbles and does Euro steps. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that be like windmill dunking at 300 pounds. Shit, crazy. Yeah, I'll give up all the first round. Give it all up. I ain't mad at it. Pause. No Diddy. But
none of these guys on the board are making me do that though. So we can stand back.
Luther Burden goes to the Bengals. Talk about an embarrassment of riches at the wide receiver position.
Ooh, and they defense still ass.
445 and giving up 47.
Oh man. Damn, they got Burton, Higgins, and Chase. Good God. Imawari just went to the Vikings.
Goes to the Vikings. I would not be mad at that in real life. I would not be mad at that in real life. Those multiple fronts that they run with Brian Flores, those false zero look pressures. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, PFN had to update their prospect ranking, bro. This joint a little too realistic. Because if you guys have been into 1.0, 2.0, we was doing anything. They was doing anything. I I had Colston Loveland going top 3 one time. What's up? What's up, King?
What's happening?
Is the report that the Bucks may not tag Chris Godwin true? Do y'all know? I haven't heard that. I actually heard the exact opposite. And I think that they actually pushed his void date on his contract to the day before free agency. So I think it's more than likely they did that to try to work out a long-term deal for you.
I wasn't hip. I thought, because since the deadline is tomorrow at 4:00, I was like, I haven't heard anything on the Chris Godwin front. So you got more intel than me.
I feel like Shamar Stewart would be BSJ. Didn't do anything in college, not going to do anything in the league. Yeah, being a top 15 pick with 3 sacks in 2 years is crazy. How tooled up can you be, bro? You gotta be Zeus out that bitch, bro, to justify that production. Can you explain that to me, bro? And I like Shamar Stewart as a player, but top 15.
You like his projection as a player, because when you look at his production in college, there's a lot more to playing edge than sacking quarterbacks. We know, but you think that it's a mistake and they paced it the same year 3 times when you look at his college production, because his sack production says 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. You averaging a sack and a half more than me? Like, nah.
No, and I agree with you when you say I like the idea of him, because I said in the group chat, I said he just so raw and so tooled up, he falls into plays. Like, bro, don't know what he doing out there. Like, he just so damn athletic. He falls into plays, falls into a running back on the backside, and they be like, oh, he ran him down. Nah, he was getting pancaked, and he just happened to take the dude down there. Been looking at the running back film, Caleb Johnson looking like the one. I ain't never been high on Caleb Johnson. I thought he was a plotter. But he's the exact opposite of a Shamar Stewart. He gave you all the production in college.
All the production and bad tackling. Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say, and didn't give you the athletic output that we were expecting. I knew when I saw those reports that he might be running 4.3. I knew somebody was lying. I knew somebody agent had paid the big bread.
He's going to be Nick Chubb light, which is really good. It's not what I'm looking for, but I think he's really good. I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I like him too. I just don't think that he fits in this scheme. I think he's more of a one-cut.
Nah.
Membu. Oh, I think that was when Membu was still on the board. I like Membu a lot. I love Membu, but I don't know if I'm trading up for Membu. Like Rio said, I don't know if I'm trading 29 or going up and giving away 29 for anybody other than that guy with that receding hairline up in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's the only person I'm thinking of trading up for. I'm literally going into the draft saying somebody got to be on the board to knock me off my feet, because I want some more picks. And okay, so we got a couple trades on the board. Okay,
I was about to say, we are now on the. Speaking of the devil, we are now on the clock. So we have 3 trade offers. So let's talk through them. Let's decipher through them. So one has us trading back, giving up pick 29 to the New England Patriots for pick 38 and pick 105. Rio, I'm not mad at that.
I don't hate it. I think we could do better, but I don't hate it. Okay, let's see what else we got.
Let's see.
So that adds what, a third or a fourth? That was an early fourth.
I think that's us adding. Is 105? I think that might be a compensatory pick in the
compensatory third. Yeah, compensatory third. You're right.
I think so. Another one has us trading, giving up 2 picks, pick 29. Yeah, this one is bullshit to me. You let me know. Pick 197 to move all the way back to pick 50, pick 82, and to recoup a Seattle second rounder. As I've been saying, right, on the mock draft Monday 1.0 and 2.0, I ain't really necessarily interested in trading for future picks, because y'all not gonna remember the stream next year anyway.
Right. We won't care about future picks right now. I don't know. I'm not trying to move 21 spots back unless you're knocking my socks off with an offer. What else we got?
So we turning up our nose at that one. All right, I ain't mad at that. Between the Patriots offer and the Seahawks offer, which one you liking more so far?
Yeah, that going back to 50, not me. So definitely not this one. Definitely not this one. This is the one I would take if out of the ones that were there so far. It was just them 2. There wasn't a third offer.
No, we got a third offer.
Let me see what the third offer is.
You ain't like going back 21 spots. Do you like going back 31 spots? This one has us giving up pick 29 and pick 231. But we do get more of a haul. We get pick 60, we get pick 101, we get Detroit second and third. You already know how I feel about those future picks. I'm on my what's the Rams general manager?
Les
Picks. Yeah, I'm
Snead.
on my Les Snead with them future picks. But let me know what you think about this haul.
Nah, hey, kick rocks, man. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all we'll see y'all this year in the regular season, man. We cool. Come back later.
All right. So are we taking the Patriots haul, or are we staying on the clock and picking the best player available? Let's look at some of the guys that are on the board.
Let's check the board. Yeah, we got to check who's available.
We have Colston Loveland still on the board. We have Tyleek
PFN
Williams.
hates him. PFN hates Colston Loveland.
PFN hates Colston Loveland. That's why I said that one time when they had him going top 3. I thought my computer was about to crash. I didn't know what was going on. We got Tyleek Williams, defensive tackle from Ohio State, a guy I like a lot. Cameron
he was
Williams,
moving at the combine.
Yeah, I like Tyleek Williams a lot. Can give you some athletic injection that you desperately need, especially going from like a guy like John Allen. Cameron Williams, offensive tackle from Texas. Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle. I think he's solid in the run game. Mike Green, who was an early favorite in the offseason, in the draft season. Xavier Watts. Let's see what running backs are on the board. I know we ain't going to go running back. Shit. I ain't putting nothing past. Oh, your boy on the board. Our boy on the board. Our guy's still on the board. And Omarion Hampton. And this is exactly why I wanted to scout with the rest of the board. Let's look at some wide receivers. We got Trey.
Hey, you saw Kuiper. Kuiper had Hampton going 12 today.
And you know, I've been saying for a while that Omarion Hampton is a lot closer to RB1 than he is the RB3.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I'm so mad that I didn't tweet it. I was searching at what I just said verbatim, swearing that I tweeted it so I could be like, damn, I told y'all so. But look, I didn't. But looking back in hindsight, it seems like the NFL circles are starting to pick up. I think Omarion Hampton, and I'm going to go out and say it right now, I think Omarion Hampton is going to be the best back to come out of this class. I see you got the Tar Heels on rap. I think you got the Tar Heels on rapping today. What you think?
Oh, you already know I had the Tar Heels hat on today, and I finished up my mock draft stream earlier with us picking Hampton in the second and a trade back. I just think he does everything well as a running back, and he checked the boxes of the testing for those who think that he's slow or a plotter. Clearly did not watch him. Omarion Hampton is a dog. Whoever gets him, that's a starting running back for the next 5 to 7 years with elite type production. I would love to have him here in DC. And now people are starting to come around on that.
Quinshon Judkins impressed me with the combine ran way faster and looked good in agility drills. I've been a big Quinshon Judkins guy. I think he's the best running back to come out of Ohio State this year. And I think that he further solidified that with his, combine performance. The explosive tests were there. And we were talking today. I said that Quinshon Judkins, he's prime Ezekiel Elliott. And I'm taking prime Ezekiel Elliott every day of the week. Ezekiel Elliott had a historic first 3 years for a running back. He just aged fast because he thought he could run everybody over. If Quinshon Judkins could be a little more smarter than that, I think that you got a bell cow back. What do you think about Quinshon Judkins?
I think so too. And all you had to do was tell me prime Ezekiel Elliott as your comp. I watched him. We've been telling folks that Quinshon Judkins is a dog. I remember for a while we were saying that's the Ohio State back that we prefer. At this point, I would love us to come away with Hampton, Henderson, or Judkins. You know, it's a deep back class, so you don't have to pigeonhole yourself to one of these three guys, but I would love to have one of those three guys. Do you think if we take this trade back to 38, we should be in prime real estate to still get one of those guys, right?
Hold on. So going back to the board, it looks like the chat has spoken, and it looks like they're coming to a consensus. So our guy Child said it's not enough, and then High Speed 30 said counter them offers, bro. Then Charles says counter the first trade with the New England Patriots.
So everybody wants them to counter.
The High Speed agrees, and then guess what? Then Zach wants to add the spice. Zach wants to add the spice to the track, and he wants to triple down on it.
I mean, that's a fair trade. How much more are we asking for?
I was about to say. So, I mean, I think let's get the people what they want and try to counter with the New England Patriots. And if we can't get it, Are you willing to accept what they have, or do you want to stay at pick 29?
Hey, let's see what we can get, man. Let's see what we can get.
Let's see what we can get.
I ain't
Going
mad
back to
at
the
it.
trade
Who are they trading up for? Because I like a couple guys on the board, but I don't. Who are they coming to get? Loveland? What are they trading up for?
All right, so let's counter. So should we give up 29? You asked a great question.
I want 77 if we were to counter. Take that 104 off and make it 70. What could get us 77 in that 38?
Would it be 29 and 61 to get 38 and 77?
Then we got to give up our second. we can't just now. I'm on my trying, please.
So you think they're gonna take? We can try it. Let's try it.
I was saying take off. Yeah, I was gonna say take off 105 and see if we can get it. So
let's try it.
Add a day 3 pick though.
We can try it. I've just been tired of getting turned down so far on these streams. I feel like I've been speed dating, bro. But we can try it.
Throw like one of our 6th round picks on that joint.
All right. Let's throw 207 on that joint.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's throw 207.
They about to say fuck no.
Nah, for real. We about to stay right where we at. Brian, this is all too familiar. If y'all been in mock draft 1.0 or 2.0, I be getting curved like shit, bro. I be getting curved like hell on these joints. This is all too familiar. So guess what? For the first round, I'm done. I'm done trying to trade because I'm done getting no. I got self-esteem issues. I got attachment issues.
We gotta take the initial offer and shit.
Yeah, we gotta take. What you think? I'm willing to do it to just recoup 105. And there's some players that I still like on the board. But if you want to stay at 29, let me know. You the guest. So we're gonna run with Melanin Lance, Melanin Newmarket, and what he rocking with.
What guys do you love? We got to come up with a 3-player like this is the guy here. Who are we considering? Right. Close in Loveland got to be considered.
I feel like, remember, we try and be as realistic as possible, right? I think Omarion Hampton will go in the first round. So if he is on the board at 29, I would consider him here.
I would take him so fast. I got the hat on, bro. You already know what I would do. I would take Omarion Hampton and not think twice about it. So he's on the short list. Who is your guy on the short list?
Let me check out. Oh yeah, we already looked at the wide receivers. It was an
early Campbell.
It was an early run. It was an early run on wide receivers. So honestly, of the names on the board, for a gotta have it guy, if we were staying at 29, it might be Tyleek Williams. Especially after that combine performance, because he gives you exactly what you need. He's not going to get moved off his spot like we saw constantly from our interior linemen in the run game. I think that he can provide some upfield pass rush pressure with some of the numbers and the explosion numbers that he put up in the combine. Because like you said, he was moving. So honestly, he might be my number one of all the names on the board right now, with Hampton being a close second. And I'll let you give us a third for gotta have it guy if we're going to stay at 29.
Hey, we were talking about him a lot this weekend when the combine was taking place. Jihad Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Is that our version of a Micah Parsons, man? What we doing with him if Dan Quinn brings that guy here?
I think we're doing everything. Like you say, he's going to be our version of Micah Parsons, but I think he can cover better. We can remember Micah in his early years, he was playing a lot of off-ball linebacker and just rushing from, the middle linebacker spot. And I think with him, moving more to a defensive end, it kind of took away from his game a little bit, where the defense it's kind of more predictable where he's going to come from. And I think with Jihad Campbell not really having that, put his hand in the dirt defensive end capability, it's going to allow us to have, so many different fronts with him rushing as a stand-up edge or rushing as a middle linebacker. I think that he's a stud. What you think?
I wouldn't be mad at this. I think that's probably the most likely and realistic pick if the board looked as it does right now at 29. I'm all for it. Go ahead, give me Jihad Campbell. What you think?
All right, let's go. Let's go, Jahad Campbell. I ain't mad at it. That you threw me off. That's not somewhere that I expected you to go, especially with Hampton on the board. But
You know, I want Amari and Hampton, but I think realistically, if the board shook out like this, I think that's where they would. He feels like a Dan Quinn ass pick.
he does chess piece, defensive chess piece. He's not only a Dan Quinn type player, but he's a modern defensive type player. Like I said, with all these match coverages and things running, you got to disguise them fronts. And he can be your Joker type guy. That is taking a lot of those snaps from Bobby Wagner while learning under his tutelage as well. I ain't mad at it, bro. Let's go, Jahad Campbell with pick 29.
He gets sufficient amount of snaps even with Wagner on the roster.
Yeah, I honestly think that he might actually come training camp and come to end of training camp. He might be the starter with Bobby Wagner if he does resign, because we got to remember Bobby Wagner is a free agent. With Bobby Wagner more in like a mentorship role. I think Bobby Wagner is going to be like a 2-down linebacker, playing with a lot of rundowns. But early in the season is really where Jahad Campbell's going to flash on third down as a coverage linebacker as well as a pass rusher. And then towards the end of the season, he's going to get those reps. Because we got to remember, like Frankie Louisville ain't no spring chicken either. And he only signed a 3-year deal. I think he's 30 as well. So, and while, linebackers age better than a lot of other positions, I think giving that room some more youth along with a guy like Jordan McGee who showed promise last year, I don't think you can go wrong. If Jahad Campbell's the pick at 29, I'm prime time shuffling to the podium.
So a lot of Luvu and Jahad looks.
And you ain't going to be able to tell me who blitzing from when.
I like it. I like it.
And both of them have shown capabilities of dropping in coverage. I ain't mad at it. Let's see what the chat says. Don't trade 29. Yeah, Charles. I didn't see that, but hey, Charles, we stood on our word. We stood 10 downs. We didn't stood 10 toes. We ain't trade 29. Get them 29 and 79 for 38, 77 and 105. As you saw, they were not rocking, bro. They were not rocking. They left us at the altar. Considering Newton is a question mark, I don't hate it. He must have been talking about Talik Williams. Trade now. We looked at the offers. You gotta have a dance partner. It takes two to tango. To compete with Philly, we need an edge setter in the run game. And guess what? This is a deep draft with a lot of edge setters in the run game. I know a couple of guys like Rio likes Cal Kennard. We could get him later in the draft. But guess what? You can get a guy like Jahad Campbell to spy Saquon Barkley and be the Saquon Barkley eraser. Not saying that Saquon not going to get his, but I promise you he's not going to run for 60 on the first play.
And this guy, what he could do off the edge going to get the quarterback as well, man. He can look smooth, has good bend coming off the edge. I'm with it.
All right, let's keep the draft going. I'm loving our draft so far. Let's resume the draft. Let's close out the first round. Xavier Watts goes to the Bills. We have Costa learning under Kelsey. That's dangerous. Patrick Mahomes just stays getting spoiled, bro. I'm mad. The Chiefs get everything they want, bro.
I like that for them. I really like that for them.
The Chiefs get everything they want. And I really wasn't on that type time when they were talking about the devil's magic and all that. But looking at these mock draft simulators, bro, they be trading up for like in one draft they traded up for Omarion Hampton. I was mad as hell. It was after I got denied for about three picks.
Judkins.
The back's coming off the board, Reed.
The running back run. Oh,
the backs are coming off the board.
The Eagles got Trey Amos too.
Damn, Ursery was still on the board. The Cowboys got Ursery. That's a hell of a pick.
That's a Dallas ass pick. And he's going to be great. He's going to get a gold jacket.
Go ahead. I was about to say the one thing that they do well is draft offensive linemen. About the only thing they do well in the last couple of years. Now, they got some big names going off the board in the second round. Donovan Jackson, Josh Carnley. And this is what I say when a lot of people say, like, oh, that guy won't be there. That guy won't be there. That I hate saying that. I think that's more cliche-ish. And like, we never know how draft night is going to fall.
Never. And we all get caught doing that shit, too. We all get caught doing that. Oh, this guy's never going to be there. No one's going to be there at 29. We don't know any of this shit, man.
Nobody thought Lamar Jackson was going to be there at 32. He could have been a running back, a quarterback, a wide receiver. I know in 2018, I didn't think he was going to be there at 32. And we see what he is today.
Fam, Lamar Jackson was only not a second rounder because the Ravens made sure he was not a second rounder. Ozzie Newsome, parting gift to the Ravens organization, double dipped in the first round, and the rest is history. So you never know what's going to happen on draft night.
All right, so we're back on the board with pick 61. We're back on the board with pick 61, and one of my favorite prospects for Washington went off the board right before our pick was 61. I'm a big JT Tuimoloau guy, if that's how you pronounce his last name. One of the reasons is because I think he gives us what we need. I think he's one of the best edge-setting run defenders in the draft. And he's shown at times, if you can remember the Penn State game in 2022, he's shown the capability to completely take over a game when his motor's running 100%. But I don't know if his motor's always running 100%. But that would pain me if it came in April and JT Tuimoloau went one pick before Washington at 61. That would hurt.
I see two Buckeyes staring me in the face. I'm not gonna hold you. I see two of them
too. I see a Hawkeye staring me in the face as well. But I definitely see two Buckeyes staring me in the face. And we got our defender. I told you I was tempted to take Tyreek Williams at 29. So getting him at 61 would be a steal. But we do need a home run hitter. We need a guy that can hit your head on the goalpost at any given moment. Travion Henderson not only proved that with his time at Ohio State, but he proved that running a 4.43. He ran in the 40.
Yeah, 4.43.
So he proved that running a 4.43 in the 40. A lot of people
he was top 3 in acceleration, like miles per hour, right?
Hey, I believe so. And a lot of people actually projected him to run a 4.3, which I think he might get at the Ohio State Pro Day out there on that fast track. So as Rio said, he's honestly smacking me right in my face right now. No diddy. But yeah, is there any other names that interest you right now? Before I go ahead and sprint to the podium like Travion Henderson and draft Travion Henderson.
Hey man, Judkins and Hampton's off the board. There are other running backs to like in this league. Are you so confident in Tyreek Williams that you're willing to play our cards and see if we can get a Dylan Sampson or something of the sort later? Or do you have to have, like, which player do you think would hurt more passing on for us?
I honestly am that confident in Tyreek Williams, but as I look right now and see, and this is a theme for the 2025 draft, and that we can get a starter caliber player probably up to 105 with Josh Farmer, if you're being gracious. But I think that like 81 for sure. I think Omar Norman Lott can come and give you an impact early in his career. So I am that confident in Tyreek Williams, but we do have some other names that I think might be on the board when we pick at 79, where I might go ahead and take the guy that can hit his head on the goalpost. Because as you said at the beginning of this stream, we do need speed, and we need to take one of the fastest running backs in the draft.
Is that a starting NFL running back? If the answer is yes, send the card in, man.
I believe so. I think I honestly think that the front office loves B-Rob, excuse me. Shout out to the Ravens. I think the front office loves B-Rob more than we do as Black Adam and Melanin Lance. And I think that they're going to give him one more chance. I don't think that he's going to be a bell cow by any means, but I think they want to put him in a committee role to see if that kind of shore up some of that injury. So I think Travion can ease himself in as that third down back, scat back type guy, and then take over the role as a feature back in 2026. What you think?
I love how judicious we're being. We know damn well we would have picked Henderson 5 minutes ago, but we're taking realistically talking through the process like guys do on draft day. Travion Henderson is the pick, man.
And you see, I'm trying to be as PC as possible. I done called this man B-Rob for the first time in 3 months. You know, I denounced his nickname in November. He been Brian to me.
Big Brian. Big Brian Keith.
All right, but to close out our second round, the Commanders, we ran to the podium and selected Travion Henderson. Xavier Restrepo goes to the Bills. Marcus Imbo goes to the Chiefs.
Caleb Johnson to the Bears.
The Chiefs are having a hell of a draft.
Kyron Lacy to the Chiefs? Okay.
Kyron Lacy already went?
Oh, man. Don't let him and Rashee Rice get in the same car, man.
Don't let them get in the same whip. Oh, my God.
They better go ride the whip.
Pedestrians beware.
Oh, my God.
They need one of them self-driving joints.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Mason Taylor goes to the Saints. Josh Farmer.
Hey, how Tez Johnson only run a 4.55 win like 140?
Explain it to me, because I'm still puzzled. What that happened on Saturday? I've been over here shook since Saturday.
Maybe he had a bad breakfast or something, because that don't even make sense. Because his game tape don't say 4.55 at all.
Henderson, come on down. Stay away from H. Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Now HNU.
Now y'all get a glimpse of what the group chat looks like. They have no filter. But yes, please stay away from A Street. Please stay away from A Street, bro. And you to be, hey man, just stay in the house. Bring the party to you. Bring the party to you.
Go party in Loudoun County.
I was about to say that, but we done got shit cracking at one Loudoun too.
I know.
We might just have to stay in the crib, bro.
Hey, Jack Gruden got in a fight. He was scrapping in one Loudoun, bro.
Him and Monte Nicholson. Then Monte Nicholson get a fight at one Loudoun. Monte Nicholson. Hey, we getting Monte Nicholson pulls. That's why you come to the Bleeding BG, because that nigga was a nut. I seen that nigga, true story. I seen Monte Nicholson and Ooze and Oz, like with the nastiest fit on, smelling like dog shit, bro. I swear to God.
Man. That's why he's a defense. That's why he's a DC Defender legend now.
RB and third. Look at the board. I feel like they rocking with our draft. I didn't get to none of these picks before we actually selected, but I feel like everybody was saying, not everybody, because we actually got a guy that said Jaden Higgins get an RB in the third. You can have
some people. I see a couple people wanted Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins a dog though, and he ran well.
I like Jaden Higgins. I think that there are other receivers that I would take over Jaden Higgins in this offense, like a guy like Jalen Royals, for example. But I think Jaden Higgins can give you that 50-50 type receiver. I think he's the best 50-50 guy in the draft outside of Tech, to be honest. Let's see what Trey offers for a third-round pick. And we're here. So we have one trade offer with us being on the board at pick 79. Let's see some names that went off the board before we pick. Tate Rutledge went at 78. Josh Farmer went at 77. Mason Taylor went at 76. And Barrett Coleman went at 75. I actually like Josh Farmer a lot. Him and Tate Rutledge would have helped build our trenches. Tate Rutledge had a hell of a combine. But we got some names on the board in it. Azariah Thomas, Kyle Kennard, your guy. Denzel Burke, who's coming off of a down season, but does give you some potential as an outside boundary corner. And the guy Omar Norman Lott that I just mentioned. Let's look at what wide receivers.
Wow, we on the same. See, this is why we talk like every day, because we were just on the same.
Talk about it, bro.
We both was like, look on the wide receivers.
One that I'm not taking is the one at the top of that list. Oh my God. How you 50 pounds lighter than me and we run the same 40 and I'm not athletic anymore. I'm out of my athletic prime.
Yo, he had to have had an awful day because Matthew Golden don't play 4.28 fast and Tez Johnson don't play 4.55 slow. So something not adding up.
Yeah, they must have swapped shoes or some shit. One of them had like Mike. One of them had the powers and one of them didn't. They was not on their Calvin Johnson. Ted Johnson was not on his Calvin Johnson shit at all. Al Kennard or Thomas. All right, so let's look at our trade package, our offer.
I like Horton.
So I mentioned some of the names that were on the board. At the wide receiver, we had Ted Johnson, Jack Beck, Torrey Horton, who surprised me. I think what did he run 4.42?
Horton, I think he ran like. Hold on, I think I had the list up here.
I think Torrey Horton ran 4.42, and I think Ty Felton ran a 4.38.
Yeah. Felton ran a 4.38 for sure. I know that.
Yeah, I like both of those names on the board, but the Los Angeles Chargers are calling up, offering pick 86 for us to give up pick 79 and 197, and they're also giving up a third round pick. Y'all know how I feel about future picks on my Les Snead shit. Fuck them picks. So I'm gonna reject
He coming off the knee injury. Horton ran a 4.46.
Yeah. Because
off the
I
knee
heard
injury.
I heard that he was planning to run again at his pro day and expected to run a 4.3, getting further and further removed from his injury. I like Torrey Horton's film, coming from a small school like Colorado State. But let's look at. Oh no, I don't want to counter. I ain't even taking my time. Y'all don't accept trades on PFN. Let's look at some of the names on the board. So we've already addressed the running back position. We addressed the linebacker quasi edge position because Jahad Campbell can give you both in a pinch. Are there any names that are interesting you right now, just off the list of the top best players available?
Definitely those two names, Azariah Thomas and Kyle Kennard, those ring off. I like a couple of the wide receivers as well. I like Felton. Felton has a good combination of size and speed. Torrey Horton coming off the knee injury, but he's a dog as well. There's a couple names either way we go here. What do you feel like we need to address right now?
Probably interior defensive line or interior offensive line.
TJ Sanders, South Carolina. That's a dog right there too.
That is a dog. The only thing that's making me nervous is that we don't pick again until 197, and I need to lead this draft.
We have to make this one count.
Yeah, and we do, and I need to lead this draft with a downfield threat at wide receiver. Terry McLaurin's not getting any younger, and Deebo Samuel's not that. So let's go ahead and look at the wide receivers again. But I feel like I would be reaching for some of these guys at 70. See, this is the dilemma of a war room. You see why I can't be like, I'm not doing a good job being Black Adam right now.
Jalen Noel can fly too.
He can. And I like all of these receivers, maybe outside of Ted Johnson and Jack Beck. I like Jack Beck, but not necessarily for us. But I don't know if any of these guys are going to be available at 197. So that's the dilemma.
I'm discriminating against all TCU wide receivers. I'm not gonna hold you.
I feel it. I ain't mad at it. They gotta give me one that produce and not drop passes. They gotta give me one before I believe again. They gotta give me one.
We don't pick again till like the 6th round. So this is like the most important pick for us, unless we somehow this is why we gotta flip Jonathan Allen for something, man.
Got to. Because the cupboard is bare at this point. And I'm honestly looking at TJ Sanders because the offensive guards right now aren't exciting me. I actually went on my page, my Twitter page, and I tweeted that I think we might, the one free agent that I'm calling my shot on signing this year, we hit on Bobby Wagner and Jeremy Chin last year in our mock offseason episode. I think we end up signing Tevin Jenkins. So I think that's what we're going to do at the guard position. So I don't think we're in dire need of getting a guard. But a guy like TJ Sanders, infiltrates, some talent, some youthfulness into your offensive line. I mean, your defensive line.
We need a burner, man. We need a burner in the wide receiver room.
See, look, now you're getting me back to wide receivers. See, look.
I need a burner, man.
So what we doing? Let's get to the chat. Let's talk to the chat. Man. What we doing?
Who could fly, man? I know Felton ran a 4.38. What do we see him projecting into in the league, though?
What y'all think of Dante Thornton? I'm not familiar. Am I drawing blanks? Who's Dante Thornton?
This is such a big pick. I feel like it's got to be like edge or receiver here.
Jalen Noel is the pick for me if I got to pick. Oh, that wide receiver for Tennessee later. I think they talking about the one that ran the 4.30. The 6'5" dude.
That's Thornton, right?
That's Thornton.
Thornton. That's the Tennessee receiver, if I'm correct.
Jalen Noel is tough. It seems like we got a consensus in the chat. Jalen Noel is tough and faster than Amon-Ra St. Brown. No more small wide receivers.
The thing is, if it's a big receiver, it can't be big just to be big. It got to make sense.
Look at what our guy Zach said. This is straight from a text from the group chat. He says, Noel's so tough. Hold on.
Wish he was bigger.
Right.
That's they like play.
For real. We got some Ty Felton troopers. Bro, we got to make a decision, bro. The Colts mad as shit in the draft room right now waiting for us, bro. They mad as hell. We got to make a pick, bro.
We got to send the card in or we're going to pull a Mike Tice with the Vikings and miss our pick.
No, for real, lose our pick. Ty Felton. I love Ty Felton. Are we reaching for Ty Felton at 79? I don't think so.
If you believe, you go with it, man, because I'm sure someone told you that Stephon Diggs was a reach back in the day.
They did. They absolutely did.
Dante Thornton he's big and fast, though. He has, but like Shamar Stewart, he has no production for real. What he got? What he got? A 600, 700 yard season on him, and then it's a bunch of nothing production. That's the difference. Is he a plug and play? If you think he's a plug and play guy, I feel like I'd take him here.
But you know who did produce? Ty Felton.
He sure did. He sure did. Numbers, because I know fans loved him. I'm not trying to draft Cam Sims in the 3rd round.
And this is not hyperbole. Ty Felton was like putting up a Heisman, campaign for like the first 5-6 weeks of the season. So what we doing? What we doing?
We going with TJ Sanders, Azarea. What we doing?
I feel like we need some defensive line help.
Kyle Kennard. Kyle Kennard is DeMarcus Lawrence. That's what I see in Kyle Kennard.
I like that. So and I think we do need help more at edge than we do at defensive tackle. And everybody been selling me this big bill of goods on Johnny Newton. So he's supposed to be a starter based off of, his projection and how his career arc is supposed to go. So, we spent high draft capital on a defensive tackle last year. So do you want to go Kyle Kennard? I wouldn't be mad at it.
Hey, man, Kyle Kennard. Let's do it, man. That seems like a Dan Quinn type of edge rusher. Can set the edge and can go after the quarterback. He had 11.5 sacks this year. Let's go.
10 more than Shamar Stewart. I like that DeMarcus Lawrence comp.
Yep, that's what he's never going to be the flashiest dude, but he will produce for you, and he's tough as hell, and he's going to be a problem, and you guys are going to hate the blocker. I don't care about his 4.7 40. I don't care. His 10-yard split was good. I think he had like a 1.53 or 1.59 10-yard split. That's damn good for an edge rusher.
And he has some versatility where he can put his hand in the dirt. I don't think we should be scoffing at defensive ends that run 4.7 with their hand in the dirt. Like we've been so spoiled with these freakazoids that's been coming out lately. A defensive end that was running 4.7 in 2005 was getting drafted top 15.
Facts and going crazy. I mean, what are we talking about? The Bosa brothers. The Bosa brothers are 4.7 guys. The Watt brothers are pretty much 4.69, 4.7 guys. So that's plenty fast. Somebody said, pause this shit and trade Jonathan Allen right now because we need a pick in these next 2 rounds.
No, for real. Yes, CT. CT always in the chat spitting truth. A consistent supporter. So, like he said, and like he alluded to, we got some time, bro. So let's look through our picks while we wait, unless somebody wants to offer us anything. But through 3 rounds, we got Jahad Campbell, linebacker, part-time edge rusher out of Alabama. We got running back Travion Henderson from Ohio State, and we got Kyle Kennard, edge out of South Carolina. The one thing that sticks out to me is that we got guys from high pedigree colleges. They compete and they play big time football week in and week out. Every game's a big game for them. And they're all winners. Kyle Kennard, not so much, but South Carolina sees their fair share of huge games that he has shown up in as well.
And they coming up. They had some chances to make their season very interesting. Sure. They choked in all those chances, but they got some talent over there. They got some freaks over there on that program.
For sure. So what you think about our pick so far? What you think, how you think we've done as Black Adam and Melanated Lance so far?
I think we're doing good, man. I think for certain in our top 2 picks, we done add some speed. Speed. That defense could use more speed, and Lord knows our running back room is starving for some speed. And then Kyle Kennard, I think that's a plug-and-play starter on the edge. So I like what we're doing so far, and I don't feel like we're reaching for anything.
I agree. And while I love Bobby Wagner and all that he is and all that he did provide, if I see another running back beat him to the sideline, I'm going to lose my shit, bro. I'm going to lose my shit.
Our next pick is so far away. What is it, like 197?
Bro, we got 70 picks, bro. We might as well start talking about
this is when Jonathan Allen asked need to be. Remember when we reached that point of the draft a few years back where we needed to trade Trent and ended up having to settle for a bag of chips. We hit that part of the draft where we're like, damn, we got to trade Trent now. Like, we got to get something for him before this draft finishes. We're at that point, but with John this time.
Do you think Jonathan Allen is going to be capable of recouping a pick, or do you think we're going to have to outright release him?
I want a 5th round pick for him, but I feel like we're going to have to release him.
Yeah, that $16 million cap hit ain't no joke. Like he coming off of a pec injury as a defensive tackle, and he ain't been the most productive. I agree with you. I think we're gonna have to outright cut him as well. And I think that come draft night, the cupboard might be this bare. I hate to be the pessimist, but I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. I don't think John Allen got the market John Allen thinks he has.
We're going to see, because we tried to pawn him off on the 49ers and that ain't work out. So I don't know. The Niners ain't want him. They were discussing John Allen in the Debo trade.
I hope though. I hope. Let's see. I'm not putting anything past Adam Peters. So at this point, so if he's able to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, because right now, no shade to John Allen, I don't think he's much more than chicken shit after the couple of seasons that he's had. Shout out to John Allen though. He was a good player for what he was. He just
Washington lifer in spirit. He can come back and be a part of this thing whenever he wants to, like work in the media, like an alumni. They're gonna call him a legend one day, and I ain't gonna be mad at it, man, because I felt like he was a Washington Redskin football team commander through and through. But it is time to move on from that. I see somebody on Twitter today say a 4th and a 6th for Jonathan. Now, I don't know where they got that information, but that sounds a little rich.
You might have got the information from High Speed 30, because High Speed says there's been a ton of interest. Have you heard of that? Maybe I've been in my little work coop. I might have missed some. Have you heard about all this interest? I was actually shocked to find out that John Allen and his team was actually ones that requested the trade.
That's what's up, man. I've heard that there have been teams that discussed it. A ton sounds a little aggressive, but yeah, the 49ers wanted cap space to sign Purdy, correct? But a ton of interest sounds a little aggressive. There are teams in this league that are interested in John Allen's services. I bet you there would be more teams interested in his services if we let him go, though.
I was about to say, if they can get him off the waiver wire, any contender may take a chance. I can see the Chiefs pairing them up with Jones if they can clear some cap. Well, the Chiefs better give up something. They better give up something. That's all I'm going to say. Washington hopes that the Browns are stubborn and trade him after June 1st and trade 26 and 27 draft picks.
We're talking about Myles Garrett?
I believe so. Would the Browns not want to take some draft capital from this year? Would they be that?
Yeah, they need something right now. Like they just got to process this. At some point, they got to look the owner and the GM Barry. They got to look each other in the face and say, he doesn't want to be here. They tripled down at the combine. They thought they was going to dangle some money in his face.
Bro said, ain't no amount of money going to keep me with y'all, bro. He said, I hate Cleveland, bro. He was on this Joakim Noah shit, bro.
But Myles, we'll give you 30, 35, 40 million a year. He said, bro, we don't want your money, bro. Trade me.
He's about to start swinging helmets again. Nah, for real.
He's going to get traded at some point this offseason when they finally get their shit together. But they have nothing right now. He's all they have, so they're not going to go down easy. They're going to go down swinging. But they got to pony up and trade him at some point.
Which I get and I can respect. So the 5th round just closed up. So now we're back in a round where we actually pick again in the 6th round. We're actually about 17 picks away. Some popular names off the board in LaQuint Allen, running back from Syracuse. Let's see who's still on the board. Are there any recognizable names?
Dylan Sampson just went off the board to the Raiders.
But we got our running back that can hit his head on the goalpost. So I ain't necessarily mad at that. Aeneas Peebles had a good day from Virginia Tech. He looked explosive running his 40. And there he goes. There he goes.
Tonka Hemingway, the defensive tackle.
Yeah, I like Tonka Hemingway a little bit. I don't know if I love South Carolina's defensive line that much to bring 2 of them in. I don't know.
Bring 2 out. Yeah, that might be a little overkill.
I don't know if they were that.
RJ Harvey still on the board. RJ Harvey going before the 6th round. I'm sorry, bro.
You and your Vic Corrado shit. You want to take all the wide receivers. You want to take RJ Harvey.
All the running back. I'm trying to get our current running back room out of here.
I get it.
We We need a burner receiver though, for real.
So Thornton's off the board. I thought that he might potentially be there at 197. I like Jimmy Horn Jr. Every time I see him still available in the 7th round, I'm a little shocked.
I thought he was gonna run a little faster, but he is fast game speed though.
What he run 4.48?
He ran like 4.4 something. I don't know. I thought he was gonna run a 4.3 something.
And
he's fast though. He's fast.
They look fast out of Colorado. I ain't gonna lie. I get why you said that. I was a big Devin Neal guy till he put fucking cinder bricks on to run his fucking 40.
Him and Harold Fannin Jr.
I didn't expect him to be a burner or run necessarily fast, but I didn't expect him to look like Trent Williams out that bitch, bro. Like that shit blew me.
How tall is Jimmy Horn? Ain't he like 5'8"?
I think he like 5. I think he like 5'10". I might be wrong, but I think he like 5'10".
5'8". That's
small.
I'm not forcing a big receiver, but 5'8", that's a little guy, man. That's a little. What did we do in free agency? Okay, there got to be something with some type of, at least a Darius Slayton size, a Kine size person on this, because we ain't got no size in that room right now. It's not like they're tiny.
And to be honest, are we sure that Jimmy Horn's better than LaJohntay Webster, who's still on the board?
Yeah, he's freaky too, man.
I like LaJohntay, and I think LaJohntay might be the better, NFL receiver. I think Jimmy got a lot open on a lot of like move routes and things that work in college with those wider hashes and things of that nature. Lions want Garrett the most. Harvey's still there. We're gonna double up on running backs. Then we're gonna send Brian Robinson packing on what that Monday after the draft. That's what y'all trying to do. You and Rio. I ain't mad at it. Horn Jr., the best wide receiver.
Horn 5'8", 174 with a 6.
His official measurement came in at 5'8". Dang.
5'8", 174, and his RAS, his relative athletic score. This shit is ass. Like that shit is
what
6
is it?
Point. That shit is 6.11.
Is that yellow or red?
Yes, it's yellow.
Yellow
yeah, it wasn't Gunnar Helm like, but it was up there.
Gunnar Helm shit look like my high school GPA.
He did hurt himself though. He definitely looked like he hurt himself running his 40, like he twisted his ankle or something.
Thornton projected at 331 on there, so that tells you that bro was ass before the combine. Zah Frazier still available? I'm big on Zah Frazier. Tyreek Woolen actually retweeted my tweet where I comped him to Zah Frazier to Tyreek Woolen. So that was some news that came out of the weekend. I said that he
receiver. Okay, that's fire. I didn't even know that. Elijah Badger has a good combination of size and speed.
Let's see what cornerback's still on the board, because I do think we need some corners. Zah Frazier is on the board. I like Noel Williams a little bit as well. More of like a technician than a freak athlete, but I think that this type of regime will take their shot on like freak athletes, and I think that we could get Zah Frazier later in the draft. So let's go back to the top of the board. Do think we still need some interior defensive help, and a guy like Cam Jackson. Let's look at his measurables: 6'6", 330 pounds.
Ooh.
Low RAS. So that will go against the tendencies that we've had.
I mean, we need a nose type person, though. That's the one thing that be missing. And is he a D tackle?
Yeah, he's a nose. He's a nose guard.
Dan Quinn. We were just talking about this the other day. What does Dan never have in his defense?
A nose guard that doesn't get moved off this spot.
Yeah, because we need to find some type of way to stop the run. Not saying a 7th round pick is necessarily going to be an instant contributor, but I wouldn't be mad at it, man. I like the receiver Badger if we go back and consider receiver, because Badger is 6'1", 200 pounds, and ran like a 4.4. He's athletic as hell, a deep threat, and he has good hands. So that's someone I'd consider at this spot.
This is the only reason I'm going to deviate from the Cam Jackson pick is because one thing that I've heard Dan Quinn and Adam Peters mention that is important to them is get off for a defensive lineman. And you see here, it says that Cam Jackson is slow out of his stance and doesn't have great explosiveness. Those aren't like two things that ring off for Adam Peters or Dan Quinn type defender. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to the offense. Do you know anything about Tyler Cooper?
Nope, I do not. I'm not even going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and hold you. Luke Lachey, Iowa's tight end. That's something I do know.
Yeah, I like Luke Lachey. And I think the news came out that John Bates might be getting the bag. So we might be in some services for a third tight end. And Luke Lachey might be my favorite player. I like Taj Book and RJ Harvey. I don't think we need to double down on the running back. What you think about taking what do you think about taking Luke Lachey right here?
I'm cool with it because we definitely need a tight end. We still don't know what Ben Sinnott's going to be, and Zach Ertz is our guy, but we have to count on Zach Ertz being healthy for another 17-game season. We need some more youth in that room. He can mentor both guys. Bring Luke. I trust anything from Iowa, bro. It feels like almost a bust-proof system they got over there, man. They coach up NFL players over there, especially at that position. Let's get it.
All right, so Luke Lachey or Elijah Badger? Because I just peeped Elijah Badger as a 9.5 RAS.
Badger. Yeah, give me that. We don't have this currently.
All right, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do, and this is why we attain. We're gonna take Lachey. We're gonna take Lachey now because I don't think that he might be there at 207. And if I'm gonna do you a solid, you know how they was talking. You know how they got Jack Del Rio out the room. It's like, bro, I just did you a solid and got you Emmanuel Forbes. So you know they be doing solid. So I'm gonna do you a solid, and I'm gonna get Badger when we double back at 207. How that sound?
All right, man, that sounds good. If he's gonna be on the board.
All right, let's see.
Let's go. Luke Lachey first. And now we wait.
Not as long as the wait that we've had, but now we wait.
Ah, God damn it, you owe me one. Drinks on you next time we step out, AP.
What they do when they got Forbes? Hey, bro, we got us one. Who? We got us one. That's what I'm gonna tell you when we get Elijah Badger. Hey, Reed, we got us one. We got us one.
Here we go, goddammit. High fives all around the war room, man. We got both guys we had our eyes on, man. Let's get it.
All right, so at pick 207, Elijah Badger. This guy fits the commander tag.
Yo, we giving Jaden hella weapons, bro.
Let's go. No lineman. He about to be throwing 50-yard bombs.
We took care of that in free agency. Hey, we took care of that in free agency, man. Nothing to worry.
I agree. So we got one more pick 231. We're about 20 picks away. And then I think we're done with the rest of the draft. Some names that are still on the board. Let's see if there's some notable, recognizable names. Tonga Hemingway still on the board. Devin Neal still on the board. Jalen Conyers. I like Jalen Conyers, man. I like his on-field workout. And I think he ran like a 4.6, I think, which is pretty good for a tight end. But we got Luke Lachey. So we don't need to double down on that. We need a lineman, though, bro. We need
a lineman. We need a lineman, and as soon as the draft ends, we need to be the first on the phone to get a kicker in this bitch.
Get a kicker? Yeah, I agree.
This is our final pick, right?
This is our final pick. So should we look at any kickers on the board? Is anybody worth drafting?
I mean, there's guys there. I know the guy that I like spam pick in all my drafts is Borgales. Isn't that the one we met with? The one from Miami?
I think
Andres Borgales. Yeah, I just pick him every time. But honestly, there's enough kickers available. Bless you. There's enough kickers available that we could just pick up the phone as soon as the final pick goes off on this round and bring one in. But I would look at a DB or offensive lineman with this final pick. Probably a DB. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we could hit late, like with someone like Chris Paul that could possibly get on the field.
Would you look at corner or safety? Zach Frazier still on the board. And we only 4 picks away, 6 picks away.
I like Zach Frazier, man. I like Zach Frazier. This would mean we needed to have taken care of the O-line during free agency.
All right, now we pray. Somebody pass me the scotch, man.
Mm-hmm. That boy, just under 6'3", under 6'3", corner, 190.
4.39.
Catching, 4.39, 6 interceptions last year. I'm not mad at that late. We didn't take a corner earlier, right?
We didn't. And he's a boundary corner. So If he, shows up and shows out, there's a capability of putting Mike in the NFL like we started the stream saying.
Okay, so I like the corner. Are there any safeties that?
Oh, I already drafted. I already took him.
Oh, you took him? It's all good. No, you're good. No, you're good. I was just saying what safeties are there, but no, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
I think he's the best player that's still left on the board. Your boy's still there, Shallow. You know you wanted to draft him.
Sorry, ass.
You know damn well you wanted to draft Shallow. Now I was only kick you out of the war room for that shit.
Nah, where Gabe? Where my boy Gabe at?
He always finds his way to slide into the back 5 picks of this draft. I'd be mad as shit. I'm like, y'all know damn well he ain't getting drafted, bro.
Hey, man, and everybody wants it to be like, yo, not even trying to be funny. Like, where Gabe be at on these joints?
Who?
Gabe Taylor.
You're wild. Let's find him. You're wild.
No, because everybody be like, yo, Rio, take Sean's brother. Like, I love Sean, but like,
I don't know what's wilder, that or
you gotta type his name in. That's how far you gotta go down.
I don't know what's wilder. This nigga not even in the database, bro. See, there y'all go. You just wanted some clips, bro. You knew damn well he wasn't in the database, bro. I don't know what's wilder, that or Zach telling Henderson to stay away from 8th Street.
Because you know what Chase Young and Montez used to be on U Street hard, man. U Street legends, bro. Both of their jerseys in the rafters, bro.
Y'all are wild, bro. Y'all
Zach
are wild.
He told that man to stay away from Focus and Crew.
He said Gabe Taylor too. Bless your hearts, man. Hey, yo, see, y'all cutting up. That's how I know it's time to go.
Hey, that's my legend though. But we don't need to. No, we done. Oh yeah, this shit almost over with now.
This shit is almost over with.
Ain't Gabe in this class though?
Yeah, bro. I think he said the only team he want to play for is the Commanders.
Hey, if we had to make a group chat bet, who going first if one was to get drafted, him or Shallow?
Shallow or Gabe. Shallow or Gabe. I got my money Shallow.
The black nepotism Olympics.
I got my money on Shallow every day of the week. That'd probably be the only time that I ever bet on Shallow. All right, so we've concluded the draft. Full 7-round draft. Mock draft 3.0 has commenced. We have Jahad Campbell at 29, Travion Henderson at 61, Kyle Kennard at 79, Luke Lachey at 179, Elijah Badger at 207, Zaw Frazier at 231. Ended up with 6 picks. Let me go ahead and screenshot this so that I can share it on all the socials. Make sure you're the boy on the socials. We're going to keep it up. All right. So how you feel about this draft, man?
I like it, man. I like it. We got an abundance of offensive talent for Jaden. We got some defensive guys that could come in and get on this field right away for us in Kennard and Campbell. And we got a size, a height, weight, speed wide receiver to add to the room. We got a 7th-round corner that could get on the field for this defense almost immediately. So I'm with it, man. Dan Quinn profile.
See, now the chat cutting up over Gabe Taylor. See, bro, I should have just
respect to the Taylor family. We love the Taylor family, man.
Hey, man, like I said, Mock Draft 3.0 is in the books. As I've said before, we are doing this every Monday until the actual real live mock draft in April. So come in, tell a friend. Every Monday at 7:30 is mock draft time. Today we were Black Adam. Shout out to the Rock, and Melanated Lance, my guy Rio Robinson, the GOAT. Is there anything you want to plug? My man Rio Robinson, he actually did his mock draft earlier today on the live stream, so go ahead and check that out. Is there anything else that you want to plug though?
Nothing that I got so far, man. It's draft season, bro. We are now within a week away from the tampering period start. It's time to get active on these content streets, man. Let's do it.
And if you're watching me, I'm pretty sure you already subscribed to him. But if you're not, make sure you go ahead, check the channel. I'm actually going to add his channel to the description when I edit the description. So go ahead, subscribe to my man, my guy, like he said, alluded to numerous times. We chop it up every day. I appreciate him for doing this. And yeah, we back with Mock Draft 4.0 next Monday. I'll see y'all on the flip side.
Let's go. Give us a job, man. We do this.
Nah, we definitely do this.